And we are back with Mortal Kombat Conquest Part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed the first one. Let's get right into this with the opening of this show. I love the opening music, honestly, but I love that in one episode, things sound like this.
Burns the soul of a warrior. In every generation, a few are chose fury. That fate befell three.
Then in the rest of the series, it's like this.
Burns the soul of a warrior. In every generation, a few are chose fury. That fate befell three.
They added sound effects in the next episode onward, and it just makes it so good. So with episode 3, we get an introduction to Sub-Zero, but also an introduction to one of the worst camera things they do in a fight. They do this kind of weird shit a lot, and I guess it's to hide the stunt actors more, but it just makes everything so much worse when they do this stupid editing. Like, the fighting is already bad enough. Everything about it will just feel so fake. The sets, the camera work, just so bad looking, and sometimes it just feels like it goes on for too long that you get bored. Yeah, you get bored during the fight scenes that you're supposed to get excited about. So, episode 3 is about Lin Kuei. At one point, Zero follows over to Asaurus, and we get this, fantastic zoom out. There's a good couple times as well, they're just like doing like scenery shots, and it's so badly CGI, and they will use the same shots of the towns a lot. Like, they're just so proud of it, and it's bad. So we see that the Lin Kuei are like training an unknown soldier that then becomes Sub-Zero. Like, woo, origin, whatever. Also, like, we see him training and like slowly using his ice abilities, and then randomly he's in an ice coffin thing. I guess it's like to symbolize rebirth, but it's just so random. When he breaks out of it, it does look bad, and I love like the leader or whatever just standing there as they like throw a bucket of ice crystals on him. When Sub-Zero's getting his costume, this one dude is just like looking up like he's just like scared to see a naked dude. But also, goddamn, just look at it at this face. Sub-Zero has some angry eyebrows. I can't take it seriously. And then in the next scene with Zero, why is everyone suddenly shirtless? To train for the cold? Then why are there torches warming up the place? To light up the place? There's light coming from the ceiling though. Sub-Zero freezing his friends looks bad, of course. Like, yeah, whatever, they use the powers. It's just so bad. So bad. Eventually we get a fight between Sub-Zero and Zero, and it's so obvious they just use the same shot over and over to extend the fight scene, while using the same repetitive music they used in the Scorpion fight. So yeah, this episode, bad effects everywhere and just bad fights. Like every other episode, mind you. This is what you're in for. Yay! It's what I went through. Yay. Episode 4 is just awful. Already feels like a filler episode as Shang made not Jade go to Earthrealm, put something in the water, and then make Zero and Tarja age with horrible aging effects. Something I do find hilarious in this episode and others though, is that Shang is told by not Jade that Shao Kahn has spies down here watching him. And Shang just goes ahead and kills one of them, and does this multiple times throughout the show. Don't you think you would notice that, like, his spies are dying? Nope, never. It never gets brought up that his spies are just dying. So stupid. Oh, and this is where I noticed one of the many amateur mistakes. You can see the damn boom mic, and it's not the only time it happens. I myself noticed it at least 3 or 4 times, but I'm sure there's more footage of the boom mics out there. Another one is where you see the freaking jump mats just bounce up on screen. Like, he couldn't just do that again. Surely you noticed that when filming it? In episode 4, Shang uses Shadow Clone Jutsu and has like a clone like stay in a mine while he goes off to fight Kung Lao, breaking the walls, you know, by fighting him. Which, yeah, nothing happens of course. And it is another awful fight that ends with Shang getting his ass kicked. In episode 5, we get introduced to Katana, played by a different actress than the one in the movie. Which, like, I have to say, whenever I have female fighters, like, fighting, like, even, like, not Jade fights in this episode, it's always so obvious with their horrible wigs. At one point in the episode, Shang pops on and is ready to fight, but Kung Lao says he can't fight, like, because they'll be breaking the walls of the Elder Gods. But didn't you already do that? And something funny I noticed during the credits, which I do love the music playing in the credits. Tarja gets kicked and it's, like, way off, but in the episode, they edited it, but not in the credits. In episode 6, they set up New Sabot. In this story, though, like, he isn't connected to Sub-Zero in any way, and for some reason it looks like some weird wet gimp covered in oil. Yeah, he's all covered in flammable oil, which also happens to be his weakness. That's his whole thing, but like, what the actual fox is this costume? It's so awful, and this is where I know it's just how much they sexualize the women in this show, and kind of realize this is a man's show. I mean, I did even buy them bras, so essentially the outfits are bras. Yeah, it's pretty damn bad. Like, I like the look of some of the costumes, but it's definitely about the eye candy more than anything. Hell, there's even these weird lesbian characters who are kind of just really annoying. As I said, it's a man show. Too bad it's not a good show. Kung Lao, a new fight, and it's mostly just showing off kick moves. It's better done than the previous fights, but still not good. So many obvious shots of them, like, stopping to then do the next part of a fight on camera. I love Tarja just standing there, doing nothing the whole time, and Zero comes in, grabs a torch, and just throws it at Noob, and it explodes. Nice. That's what you get being covered in oil. Later, Wader's all like, oh, you sure he's dead? And reveal it, and nope. But he never returns. On to episode 7, and it has the best cameo. So finally they have opened up shop, but not to trade warriors, it's just like a shop. The Black Dragon claim they now own the shop because they like own the market or something, I don't know, because they never appear again. And we get the cameo.
We're closing. Come back in the morning.
We're here now. You know who I am?
The kid from Mr. Bean's Holiday? I'm sorry, but my face just wide away. I'm like, hey, it's you from Mr. Bean. am I wrong? It's a shitty episode with some of the worst effects. As later she's like with Shane to get powers that turn her into some weirdly bad pterodactyl creature. It's meant to be like a dragon, but it looks very pterodactyl-like. We're also getting a costume change, and now she can shoot fire out of her hand from a dragon mouth that appears so bloody fucking weird. In the end, she can't control her powers, goes back to Shane, and he's like, yeah, you suck, you're stuck here now. Never to be seen again.
What's happening?
I do like at one part, Cyril's wanting to kill one of the Black Dragon with a freaking pendulum. Damn, dude. In episode 8, Shank's whole plan in this episode was convoluted to get Tata to Mines to then trick Kung Lao into going into that realm to then fight other people. It's like he kicked your ass, so you're saying these fighters are stronger than you then? Shane gets a hold of a crystal that was like in the previous episode, which gives him the powers to travel anywhere. But he can already do that. Like, he makes portals whenever he wants. Also, this lovely effect from Shang. So bad. At some point, Shane randomly appears to capture Tarja. Like, he knew where she was at all times, but later on it's like, where is she? The writing is so awful, to say the least. Episode 9, Jamie Presley is here, aka Joy from My Name is Earl. Which, like, she was also the American fighter in Dead or Alive movie. Which, I mean, is kind of perfect, let's be real here. It's not like she fights, though. They're just, like, more stunt doubles, so all the fighting, you know, is real bad and obvious. There's her and 2 other fighters, the Wedhead being the only one that can fight, as it's shown with particular camera work. They work for Quan Chi. His reveal is kind of like, well, I guess he's here. His outfit looks very rubbery, and it's never worn during, like, the fight scenes. Besides the very last fight he does at the end of the series. But even then, it was done in, like, such a way to, like, not harm the costume. Now, Quan Chi, his acting is so bad, it's good. Like with this one line.
The others will have their own horrors to deal with, but Kung Lao's, that will be the deepest. And chaos begins. Violence without goodness, without light. Life can be so much more interesting and so much shorter.
Like, yeah, he has a lot of fun, I have to admit, with his, like, grumbling noises.
Raiden.
Raiden calling him a bald bastard at one point is great. When Quan Chi goes to fight Kung Lao, Wayne is all like, a fair fight. It takes Quan Chi's armor off. Like, yeah, that makes it fair. Also, Quan Chi is a total whore, just messing around with women all the time. It's just so stupid. But yes, him and fighting, just whatever to the fight. Lots of swish rounds. Quan Chi makes weird noises, but best is him just screaming mid-fight for, like, no reason. But in the end credit scene, they match it up with this. That is hilarious. Even though we are getting recognizable characters, all of this still feels like filler. Because nothing changes, there's no growth or anything. But in episode 10, Shang and Quan Chi make an alliance. A deadly alliance, if you will. Which, of course, ends badly. In episode 11, they show off Scorpion's realm from the movie. They don't show off a set they made until later. No, they gotta be cheap and use footage from the movie, then show off the cheap set. To be all like, look, he's in the same place now, wow! Scorpion is now randomly working for Shao Kahn, even though Shang is like the one that made all this happen. He is like recruiting soldiers for him. Scorpion still sounds stupid, by the way.
I beg for another chance.
Then you shall have it. A chance to die. Get over here!
But holy crap, they also are trying to actually recruit someone in this episode. So it doesn't feel like filler. Huzzah! In short, Zero's brother is like one of the new soldiers for Scorpion, but it's like very drama-like with his brother having left with Zero's girlfriend, you know, that kind of drama. No, I hate my brother, but he is my brother, but I hate him, blah blah blah. It does look as though he will join up in the end, but he dies in freaking hilarious fashion, and just the way Scorch just like says flawless victory and walks off, it's so great, and just, it's hilariously bad.
I've done what I came for. Flawless victory.
Episode 12, though, starts off really well with Wayne randomly appearing in an actual pretty good fight. At least better than the others, anyway. It's still bad, but it's a lot better. I mean, they, like, still have, like, stupid moments of them, like, jumping for, like, no real reason. Then Katana is here as well, and then Melina. Oh, God, though, what did they do? The makeup is horrible. She's meant to be beautiful, just her mouth looks like a cotton. But nope, her whole face is messed up. But it's okay, because Shao Kahn somehow, like, changes her face around to look like Katana. So I guess they're, like, not connected in the same way at all, you know, they're not, like, sisters or whatever, but now they look alike. And later she seems to, like, stay looking like Katana, but then gets, like, the weird mouth. Still stupid. Oh, we very briefly see Goro's waist, I think. I don't know if it's meant to be Goro or just, like, his waist. I don't know, but it's horrible as hell CGI. And we see this transition so many times. This episode basically has Kung Lao falling for Katana, but she is actually Melina. But because Kung Lao found her pretty, she doesn't kill her like she was ordered to. Melina and Katana fight, and it's very laughable. And Wayne event jokes about how ugly Melina is at the end, and it's all like, she ugly, haha, you slept with an ugly woman, haha. Wow, Wayne, wow.
I thought she was Katana.
Of course you did. She was perfect. Except for maybe the fangs, and the bulging forehead, and that lizard skin.
Damn it, Raiden. I didn't know.
Yeah, and when you found out, whew. Talk about rolling over in the morning after a bad night at the tavern.
Episode 13, and Reptile's here, and it's all awful CGI glory. There's a couple shots throughout the show of, like, the Reptile tribe. Like, this one shot you see constantly, and just look at that jittery CGI movement. What were they thinking? Like, how were they okay with that? And fuck me, it doesn't get any better. So this episode is one of the better ones. That ain't saying much. There's a new fighter called Tomas that was meant to be in the last Mortal Kombat. He was just late to it. But now he has come to join them, so woo, they get a whole new fighter. But Reptile is going around killing women, making it look like Tomas is doing it, so they don't trust him. And at one point, Tomas fights like a wrestler. Like, straight up wrestler, pulling off wrestling moves, and it's like, why? Tomas pulls off a Johnny Cage and hits him in the balls. Smooth. I kinda like that. In the end, basically, Shao Kahn wanted him to fight against Kung Lao, and it's just really badly written, because, like, how did they know Tomas would be there that day? They seem to have a really good eye for people's locations, but then they also lose them all the time. Anyway, Tomas ends up fighting with Kung Lao, and then Reptile randomly appears, and I do mean randomly, and shoots acid. Tomas jumps in the way, showing he is a good guy, and dies. Great foxing job, guys. You got a good fighter killed. Why the hell did Reptile even show up if the plan was for them to kill each other, though, basically? Also, we see him, like, sneaking around all the time, but then, like, Zero randomly noticed him this time while he's cloaked. But also, like, why didn't you just, like, send Reptile at night or Cloak to sneak in and spray acid all over Kung Lao? Just saying. Episode 14, we get this horrible shit.
No! No!
Even though in some way the episodes are better, they're just so boring and blah. I don't care. I feel defeated. Another friend dies in this one. So many friends die. They're not good at this, they're really not. Episode 15, though, is the big one. Sub-Zero and Scorpion meet.
Get over here.
This is regarded as the best episode of the series. Scorpion has a random underling in this episode, which is just weird. But here's the thing. Sub-Zero is still part of Lin Kuei, but Scorpion isn't a part of anything. He just works with Shao Kahn. Basically, there is no rivalry. But even so, Scorpion and Sub-Zero start fighting. Both of them are fighters, so this should be awesome, right? Note, because we have established the camera work and editing is pure Fox and shit. It just looks awful. And then the dialogue with these awful voices is just hilarious.
Did he send you instead?
He knows who should run things.
You and your snake creature?
Better that than a bag of ice.
Ice kills. Wanna die again, dead man?
After you, Iceman. No tricks, Frosty.
I don't need my powers to defeat you.
Neither do I. I'll kill you with my own hands.
So now it's a matter of, well, maybe we can get one of them on our side so they fight each other. They decide to look into Sub-Zero's family, and Raiden... Goddamn Raiden, I love him.
You need to get a hobby or something.
Have one. It's you.
Lucky me.
Glad you appreciate it. Give my love to the Zeros.
So the best fight of the episode, and one of the best of the series, honestly, happens with Kung Lao protecting Sub-Zero's family. And the fight is actually pretty good. Hell, they actually have Kung Lao, not a stunt double, pull off some moves for once. Though when you see them, you understand why he does it normally, as it looks kinda awkward, but finally they made him do something during the fight. Like, they bloody realized, oh wait, we can have him, like, throw a fist or something, or just, like, do something on screen, and not it be a double. It ended up being an enjoyable fight. For this show, anyway. In the end, Scorpion's Gal Pal kills Sub's sister, and Sub kills the Gal Pal, with awful CGI.
One message for another.
But yeah, now they hate each other for real. So that's the reason why they gave Scorpion a Gal Pal, I guess, for that stupid reason. So then Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight. It's full of bad effects. Just some of the most awful effects yet with that damn snake hand thing. Again, I like it, but it just looks so bad. Some cool moves though. You can see they tried, but everything just looks so fake that you don't care. Even in the end credits, they show off a fight between Kung Lao, not Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Like, it's fine, it's a better episode, but it's not worth it at all. They also use music that loops constantly. At the end, they tease Smoke, who never appears in any other episode. So here's where I just stopped giving a true shit, even though now they get into some, like, actual plot that goes for a good few episodes. Like, Not Jade shows her true alliance as three girls come down and beat Shag's ass. God, he's useless. Also, Waiko is now here, working for Shao Kahn for, like, the last couple episodes. Okay, so Not Jade is actually loyal to Kuya, this queen who is more like a bug with, like, shoulder pads. Also made me think like they made Devora before Devora was a thing. So she goes around worlds having sex with men to then lay nest around that place that in a couple of days become female warriors. Yeah, they're all female warriors, of course, because this is a men's show. They gotta show some skin in the end. So then this is the plot for the next few episodes. This war going on in Shao Kahn and Kriya's army. Not that you ever see the army. You get a shot of the nest, and good lord, what is this? Bloody great green screen, whatever. Like, I guess it could have been worse. Problem though, is just this major plot has nothing to do with Mortal Kombat, so why the hell should I be interested in this? Why make this the big thing? Oh, why? Because boobs. We find out Kriya is not Jade's mother. Well, she's one of many daughters. At one point, Shang is taken to Earthrealm, and is just happily going around it after he, escapes. He kills a dude on a horse, and the horse just disappears in the next frame. In episode 17, we get some backstory to Shang, and so we see him in, his old man form at one point, which I kind of like they did that, revealing even at this point in time, he's actually an old man. Not a bad episode, honestly, but the memorable thing is we see some very bad CGI monsters from the second movie.
Look at me.
Yikes. Basically, Shao Kahn at one point is like, look at me, what do you see? And I guess you see his inner monsters and what he truly is or something. But yeah, they show the monster animality things from the second movie. And it's just why would you remind us of that fox and shit that no one liked? Mortal Kombat 2 was regarded as one of the worst movies ever made. Why would you even make people remember it? Episode 18 focuses again on Kriya, and now is teamed up with Reptile, and not Jade. It's oh, if you do this for her, she'll reward you personally. And he just sticks his tongue out oh yeah, I'ma get laid. So basically other species die after they have sex with her, but not Reptile, so his role now is just to get laid by the queen. My dude is getting laid. Reptile is my favorite Mortal Kombat character. We do get a fight between two of Reptile's people, but why do we care? And not to mention, it's hard to tell which one is which because they're wearing the same costume. One of them is just slightly lighter. But also some of their masks just look so bad, the mouths are pointing upwards, and so, it's bad. Turns out, the two weird lesbian characters are female reptiles, which makes no sense with, the noob storyline, so that's just weird, but whatever. One of them dies, though, and the other is already hitting on not Jade, because men love this shit. Episode 19, and look at these amazing effects. Why am I still watching this? Suddenly out of nowhere, they start doing a weird romance with Sira and Tarja. Quan Chi does a bunch of stuff, but dun dun dun. Turns out it was some weird plan of Shang so he can make Shao Kahn not trust Quan Chi. But it also leads between a fight between Quan Chi and Shang that is pretty bad with weird effects. In the end, Quan Chi joins up with Kriya. Episode 20, we get a fight between two randoms. Shao Kahn is going crazy at this point with the war going on. And I really like all this stuff they're setting up with him. Just going crazy and just absolutely just hating and not trusting anyone. I kind of like this. Because basically there's a traitor out there, which is Reptile. So he just doesn't trust anyone because he's trying to find out who that is. So he's getting all his commanders out and such and torturing them, trying to find out who is betraying him. But yeah, we get a random fight between the executioner and a random. It's not a bad fight, but why? Who cares? Not Jade betrays Kriya because they're losing the war, and all the sisters are dying, and so her mother is just going insane with power and doesn't do anything about it. Which again, we never see this war. They fight against Kriya and are trapped to kill her. In the end, Not Jade comes in and kills her, and then becomes the next queen. Dun dun dun. Not Jade is now a queen. Wants to mate with Shang, to make the new warriors also sorcerers. What is going on in the show anymore? The hell is the story? They really just wanted sexual appeal in this show, because it ain't got much else. They don't even mention the whole thing she might kill him after sex, because he is just yeah, sure, he's a sorceress, but he's also just human. And from what we know, the humans die. Though one of the best reasons to fight happens, Reptile and Shang fight to who gets the sex, which is hilarious.
But I will have what is owed to me.
Kriya's promises died with her. I owe you nothing, Reptile. I've chosen Shang Tsung.
There's like one weird moment in the fight, and then Shane gets acid on his arm, and for what we know, normally burns through them, right? But nothing happens to him because he's a sorceress or something. But again, it doesn't make any sense because he's still human. It's not like he made like a spell or something to help protect him from acid. Shao Kahn throwing a hissy fit later though is pretty great.
Where is it?
We searched the entire palace.
My enemy walks right into my throne room. It takes what they want. And you do nothing! Get out! Get out!
Episode 21, we are almost finished. Almost finished. Yay! Yay! Kung Lao sees flashes of the future, aka the second movie. Like, yeah, I'll be scared too. They have a thief come in trying to steal things, but it's an old friend of Tarja. Another dude comes in and trying to get back something she stole, and now they're trying to figure out what's going on. By going to an old village town thing that's kinda hidden away. I don't know, I don't care. They fight Catwoman though. She never returns again, of course. That is never ever explained, so... What the fox was that? They returned the item, and apparently it was foretold that someone would return it? Odd. Basically, they're all like, well, now you can stay, and we'll teach you of our lands and our lord, Shaka. Shaka. Oh, I wonder who that is. Duh, Shao Kahn. And the others don't pick up on that, of course. But yeah, these guys worship him, and apparently Shao Kahn gives them shit to, like, live a nice life. But the key thing is, Shao Kahn, or Shaka, will be returning. Dun dun dun. Eventually they figure it out, but yeah, eventually. But we did get, like, a drunk Raiden trying to get with a woman, and it's just so out of character for him. It's funny, but it's just so out of character. It was there so he wouldn't be paying attention, which is just horrible writing, because again, it's so out of character for him. So it just makes it even worse when you realize that. Turns out, Tarja French is a bad guy, working for Shao Kahn. Convenient, as I say, that Raiden is too busy getting drunk and having sex. Luckily, Raiden comes in just in time to save them. And basically, Shao Kahn has this secret portal. Like, yeah, but he still can't evade, right? Because he was still breaking the rules? It's so confusingly stupid. And also, like to do this plot, it's just, I don't get it. I don't understand. The last two episodes are just weird because they don't have anything to do with the plot they were doing for the last few episodes. They just suddenly threw this in, and it just doesn't make any sense. So, alright, here we are, the final episode. Raiden goes through the portal to meet Shao Kahn, somehow being transported to a world between or something, or cough cough, a fighting arena. Let's be real here. So, like, as I said, they're slowly making Shao Kahn more and more crazy and untrustworthy of his own men. Great, that's plot happening. And yep, leads nowhere, because all of a sudden he knows who the traitor is, and he sends in, like, his shadow priests who are just invincible for some reason, can even get spat on by Reptile's acid, and nothing happens. Reptile dies, and so does the other lesbian. Like, okay, we are doing this now. Suddenly, invincible warriors. The Shadow Priests then kill Katana, then they go after Quan Chi and kill him in awful fashion. He tries to teleport away and just, oh god, those effects.
Tell Shao Kahn it will really be me next time, and I will kill him.
What the actual fox were they thinking? But yeah, him and one of his girls are now dead. Mika, aka Jamie Presley, is still alive though. She will become the hero of the series. Not Jay gets killed without a fight. Then Shane pretty easily does while trying to take one of the Shadow Priest's souls, but ends up screwing him over. Yeah, this episode is rust. Who the hell are these guys that they are this damn strong? Why did he do this from the start? Because he needed to wait until this day for the portal to open? Then why did he just freaking wait? Why did he go through so much other trouble if this was it? You know, he just needed to do this. He just needed to wait a little bit. So what happens in the end then? Well, they all freaking die. Even our heroes. And how? Like this.
They're dead, Raiden.
They just get crowded started on. They don't even get a fight. That's how our heroes die. That's how this is going to end. So, okay, here's the thing. This was going to get a season 2 to then match up with the timeline properly. But here's the thing. There's no to be continued at the end or anything like that. So, it could have also just... So, it very much like they could have just ended it like this, and they did. That's how it ends. There is no more to the story. They didn't continue it in any other way. So, yeah, this is how it ends. But we do get the best fight in the show with Raiden fighting Shao Kahn. I did enjoy that, like, with, like, the music and everything. Even if Raiden pulling out a hammer looks freaking ridiculous, but still not bad, especially when they're the same actor, so using doubles makes sense. Like, sure, it's obvious when Raiden has double because of the hair, but it still works and is an enjoyable fight. Because he was there for too long, he started losing his powers, because that apparently happens when he is in Outworld for too long. But he's not in Outworld, is he? It's just a weird darkness thing that's like in between or something. That's just lazy. Also, just the fact that instead of helping, Raiden just shouts down at the others like, hey, they're gonna kill you, just so you know. So in the end, Raiden loses and Shao Kahn wins, pulling out items for each person and saying, yep, all these characters are dead.
A champion. Dead. You will bow to me.
And I'm fucking done with this show. This is awful. 0 out of 10. I'm done. 10 out of 10 for Raiden because I absolutely love him. But everything else, fuck this show. I'm gonna go kill Kong Lao. Bye, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Bye. Hello, Kong Lao. It's a pleasure to meet you. But because of you, I had to watch this horrible TV show because of you. Because you had to be a good boy and not kill Shang Tsung. But, now there's no more Mr. Nice Fox. Because now, today, you die. Get over here! Foxtality.